Hey everybody, and welcome back to my channel, Love with Shelly's BL Reactions. Once again, my name is Shelly. Now, before we get into this and get all started, just remember to hit the like, subscribe, and the notification button so you can get notified when I do post. It's going to be Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, usually around 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Yeah, I'm dressed like this today because it is like December, so I thought I would dress cute today, like a little cute little elf thing going on. So, as you know from the last episode, we were watching Tharntype episode 1. So here we are with Tharntype episode 2. I hope you all sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. And let's get right on into it, okay? Okay, let's go. So obviously this is starting out with the morning after Tharn did everything he could to F with Type and make him upset. So, like, just get him mad in the morning. So it shows Type with his shirt undone, and there are hickeys on his, like up in here. So, yeah, and he is sleeping on, or Type has that going on, and Tharn, he's sleeping on Tharn's arm. So, let the fun begin. Let's go. So Tharn just basically told him, you, me, last night. Type freaked out, pushed him away, fell on the floor, obviously hurt his butt. But like, Type is assuming that Tharn like picked him up and brought him into his bed, and Tharn's like, dude, if I really wanted to do anything, I would have done it in your bed. I wouldn't have brought you into mine. So it's great. So Type is terrified that Tharn actually like slept with him last night, and Tharn just told him basically, how your body feels is my answer. And Type is like, shit, my butt hurts. And he goes, but I just fell off the bed, so we're good. But he's about to see the hickeys everywhere, and he's gonna be like, they're mosquito bites, they're not hickeys. Yeah, you keep telling yourself they're mosquito bites, baby. Poor Type. Because they're literally like here and like here. It's great. And Jesus fucking Christ on a cracker, Techno's about to get his ass beat. And I'm not saying that poor boy doesn't deserve it, but it's not our fault that poor Techno is brainless. Okay, we all love the Pinot. It's not our fault that he's a little brainless. But yeah, he he about to be in so much trouble. I still love it when Techno goes, don't tell me you two already went. I still love it when he does that. I think that's hilarious. I'm sorry, Type. I agree with you. Pinot deserved that smack upside the head for being a dumbass. So this is the part where Techno tells Type, well, at least he's a man of his word because he said he wouldn't do anything. And Type is like, well, that's because he assumes that anyone goes into his bed is willing. So if something happened last night, it meant I was asking for it. This poor boy, he's like, dude, you want him, just admit it. Like, okay, he's gonna sit there and act like he doesn't, but we all know the truth. Like, come on now. So this is when Champ, I believe it's Champ, comes into the picture, and he's willing to switch rooms with Type because Champ's roommate is in the medical field and is like up studying all the time, and Champ can't sleep. But Type decides that he needs his revenge now, so he's not gonna move out of the room. Is anyone else picking up that Tharn's plan is working just the way he wanted it to? Or is it just me? Let me know in the comments below, okay? Let's get back to the show. Literally, Type is like, if I move out, then I lose the war. And so he has to be the one to move. And then Pinot's line is great. So Pinot's line is great. But you do this is gonna put your ass virginity in jeopardy. So this is where Mark's character and Pino's brother come into play. So when they're still like freshmen in high school, obviously, or something like that, because obviously, or soft, they're some level of high school. So this explains, if you have not seen Love by Chance yet, this explains how long Mark's character has wanted techno. Okay, he's wanted him like this entire like this. What happened in Love by Chance was like a buildup of like years, people. Okay, and this is where you first meet sorry for that long pause, my mom was talking to me. So this is the second time you meet Tum and the first introduction to Tar, and my heart still breaks for Tar's story. Oh, that poor baby. That like my heart aches for him still. Like I still get choked up when you hear his story. Sorry, my dog is trying to crawl up behind me. So yeah, so this is your second introduction to Tum, but you don't realize it's Tum the first time you see him in the show, and then your first introduction to Tar. So let's go. So this is your glimpse into Tar's world a little bit and what he's going through because of all the stuff that happened to him. Hold on. Sorry, I had a piece of hair in my mouth that was driving me insane. So this is your first example, like Tar, your first glimpse into Tar's world, and his room. My dogs. His room is like there's black pictures, and it's like you can tell that he's severely depressed and he's not completely over everything that's happened to him. Which, if you've seen Love by Chance, you know even years later he's still not over it, and I don't. When you realize what happens to him, you can't blame him for not being over it. So let's get back into the show. Let go. Still hate Tharn's best friend. Or sorry, Tharn's best friend. I still hate him. I still want to grind his bones into dust. In later episodes you will understand why. But yeah. This is when P-Song gets introduced. You see him playing, I think, the guitar. Yeah, you see him playing the guitar. But he calls Tharn like his idol. So they're going to bring him into their band. And now I think they just need a bassist. But yeah. So, because Tharn's friend is the lead singer and Tharn plays the drums. So, Tharn left snacks on the table and said, "Don't eat my snacks." Of course, Type eats them. Tharn obviously did that on purpose because Tharn takes the note, or it says, "Don't touch my stuff." Tharn takes the note that Type left and puts it away. So obviously Tharn did it on purpose to get Type to eat. I seriously love that Type keeps playing right into Tharn's hands. It's great. So this is a classic porn scene. I call it the classic because it's great. One of Type's friends sends it to like a group, just a porn clip, and it's hysterical because there's like girls in this group and everything, and in this Type obviously has some fun and proceeds to masturbate to said clip. However, them switching back and forth between that and Tharn with the milk tea with the boba. I think it's milk tea. I know there's boba at the bottom of it. Yeah, so whatever he's drinking, I think it's milk tea with the boba underneath it, or the boba at the bottom of the cup. So they cut between Type masturbating and Tharn shaking out the cup. And literally Type's masturbating as like at the same speed that Tharn is shaking up this cup. And when Type actually comes, it's right after, you see it right after Tharn pokes the straw in the cup. So it's great. It's one of the funniest masturbation scenes I've seen in a BL that's like an NC-17 rating. It's hysterical. It cracks me up because they keep switching back and forth between the two people. It's an awesome scene and it's hilarious and you definitely have to watch it. So let's go. Cute Tharn coming into the room after Type has gotten himself off. And Tharn's fucking smirk smile. It's great. But Type insults Tharn's dad. Tharn does what he does to like get him to, or tries to get him to relax, and it's just being a dick about. Well, Tharn's just being Tharn. But you hear Type the panic and the stress and the pain in his voice, where he's basically telling Tharn, "Let me go. I'm sorry. Please don't hurt me." Because it's bringing back memories of what happened to him. Trigger warning here, people. Bringing back memories of what happened to him when he was 11. So Tharn does stop and feels guilty about it. Tharn had it coming when Type kind of like, shoved him away or punched him. I can't remember. I'm watching it. Let's find out if he like punches him or what he does. I know Type does something, but I also remember saying to myself, Tharn fucking deserved it. So let's go. Okay, let go. I'm gonna have you guys, even though you can't really see it, I might flip the screen over so you can see what happens, but I'm gonna show you guys how much like the pain and the stress that Type is clearly in when Tharn does what he does. So basically, this all started because Type insulted Tharn's dad, basically saying, "What, did your dad not love you enough as a kid, and that's why you're going after adult, or that's why you're going after men?" So let me just like. Okay. So let me move a little bit closer. Okay. Sorry about that. I'm just gonna move a little bit closer. You guys got to experience me trying to get it to work, but.
ปล่อยกูนะเว้ยปล่อยกูลองถีบกูดิถีบกูดิถีบกูดิโอ้ยมึงปล่อยมึงอ่ะทำไมกูต้องทำตามที่มึงบอกด้วยอ่ะฮะปล่อยกูไหนวะคนอวดเก่งที่ด่าพ่อกูมันนะปล่อยกูปล่อยกูเถอะอย่าทำอะไรกูนะเว้ยกูขอร้องกูขอโทษปล่อยกู
So the pain and the stress and everything that is going on. Sorry, close up on my face. The pain and the stress and everything that is going on in Type's voice and in his face during that whole interaction seriously just breaks my heart, because I have obviously seen Tharntype, so I know what happened to him when he was 11, so I get it, and it just fucking breaks me. But yeah, so that's what happened there. So Type basically like pushed him away and then like kneed him and like kicked him, basically. But this is when you get like, you see the flashbacks of what happened to Type, but you do, like, you kind of understand what happened, but he goes into detail, I think in episode 4, either episode 3 or episode 4, of what happened to him. Like, he tells Tharn, like, I think that's how him and Tharn got closer, when Tharn defended him when stuff came out, and when Type told Tharn like what happened to him when he was 11 and made him the way he was. I think that's them having that like serious discussion is what brought them closer together. Tharn comes back after being with his friend. Tharn comes back, sees the way Type is acting, and Tharn literally like comforts Type and is like, hey, I'm here. Like, he comforts Type, and Type's like, I didn't ask you for comfort. Like, when he comes out of his night terror, when Type comes out of his night terror, he like realizes what's going on and he kind of shoves Tharn away. I understand why Type is doing that, but like Tharn was like there to comfort him and like be like, hey, you're safe, like I'm here. Like, Tharn's trying, but Type has got his wall so built up because of what happened to him as an 11-year-old boy that it's gonna take a little bit. But I love the fact that Tharn's like, I'm here, like I still got you. So I love that Tharn, like, Type is being like, help me, Tharn. Like, he's in his night, in the state that he's in, he was asking Tharn for help. Like, he obviously won't remember, but he was asking Tharn to help him. And Type punched him for it, by the way. But that's because Type doesn't remember shit. After you get woken up from a night terror, you don't remember anything. I think this is the first time that Tharn's character realizes how deep Type's pain and suffering is. And he feels like tremendous guilt for it. Now, this is where Type is sick. Type gets really sick, obviously because of the crying and the dream, the nightmare and stuff like that. So Type gets really sick. Tharn takes care of him the whole time. And I'm sorry, I still think the best part about this is Type refusing to take his medicine and Tharn being like, okay. So Tharn puts the pill in his mouth, covers with his thumb, puts water into his own mouth, and then kisses Type to put the water into Type's mouth to get Type to take his pill. That's how Tharn does it. But Tharn asked Pino or Techno to say that it was him that took care of Tharn the entire time that that Type was sick. Tharn asked him to do that, and he agrees to do it. But in the end, Techno being Techno, at the end of this episode, Techno being who he is, he decides that he's going to spill the beans and tell Type what happened. That it was really, Tharn that took care of him when he was sick. So, Tharn takes care of Type when he's sick. It ends with Type kind of being a little scared to go into the room after he found out that it was Tharn that took care of him. So, but that is the end of this episode. Once again, please remember to hit the like button, the subscribe button, and the follow button. The subscribe, and the notification. Sorry about that. Just make sure you go ahead and do that. Once again, I will be posting on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So just, hit the notification bell and just, remember to get notified when my next post is going to be. Once again, still filming this on my phone. So, once again, no picture in picture. Sorry about that. I did show a little bit. But yeah, so, if you have any other, once again, if you have any other BL TV shows or movies, just drop the names in the comments below. I will get to them. I promise. I will get to them. I plan on watching all of, if not most of, the BLs. Does not matter what nation or whatever they're from, as long as it's English subtitled, we're good to go. Okay, thanks guys. Peace out.